Welcome to the CryptoTwits podcast. We've been off for about, let's just say that the month of April is regularly a shite show for anything crypto, because everything's like, that's when consensus is. We just had our cash tag awards at the New York Stock Exchange. I have not been there for a few years, but that place is impressive. Oh yeah. There were like, I don't know, Edgar, if you know, even though we're recording, but there were like 400 people there.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. And before that, there was a CRTR ETF event. There's like, it was for like influencers.
Yeah.
And my brain at first was like, oh no. But it was the most like professional group of influencers, weren't like people trying to like hog time and be in. Okay. I mean, it was really, really good. It was
unsurprising for what you would think an influencer event would be like.
I bet probably yours and my perception of influencer stuff in person is related to crypto, where half of everybody looks like they're dressed like they're an extra from the Capitol in the Hunger Games films.
That's right. Yeah.
You know,
or just in general, like they're just, hey, and look at my crypto. It's like, I don't see anything in the photo, but I do see that you're just posing as a selfie. Like, is this, go to this, here's the contract address. I'm confused. What are we supposed to be talking about here? Just do it.
And I don't know what is more cringy, the person dressed up taking pictures of themselves, or the little groups of people following them doing it.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so we are with one of the most insanely active communities on our platform.
We do try.
Crow with Knife, and if you are watching this, and it is a picture of a crow with a steak knife. Now, yeah. I'm going to ask you about the history of that, but is this based on that
Canuck the Crow?
Canuck
Yeah.
This was in Vancouver, right?
Yeah, that was Vancouver. Canuck the Crow when he flew onto a crime scene and stole the knife from it, and then
it was a crime scene?
It was a crime scene for like a murder.
Oh my god, that's horrible and funny.
Yeah, so they were from what I understood. Yeah, that was kind of what was going on. So that meme was born, I think, now like 10 years ago.
Wow.
And it got really viral because at one point you had Snoop Dogg retweet it and essentially say, you're in a bad neighborhood when the crows have knives and an ankle monitor. So that sort of spurred that to the masses, and that's when it kind of became real viral. But that was 10 years ago. So, but yes, that's where that sort of meme comes from. And then of course now it is funny if you search Crow with Knife or anything like that, or even Connect the Crow, and you look for me, like it's just all Crow with Knife memes. They're just constantly getting put out. There's new dozens a day, and it's nice because it's not even as some people say, like AI slap. A lot of it is people genuinely like the GIF that they made for you and I today when they're posted on Stocktoberfest. Like that was someone just like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and make one real quick. And that's been something that I think really helped set apart is we've got so many chaotic people in the community that the newest event happens and all of a sudden there's now memes about it, and just insert ourselves into every meta that constantly pops up. Even if it's just one.
Am I in a field of grass with a top hat and a cane with a crow on the top of my head?
Yes.
Is that okay?
With money in the background and all that stuff, yeah.
Yep. I was just making sure I was seeing that GIF right as you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So they
look quite dapper in a top hat.
Yeah, exactly. So they saw that yesterday. I think it was like, hey guys, I'm just going to go do this little podcast in the morning tomorrow. They're like, all right, cool. And then we got a post and like, hey, look at my Stocktwits post. Like, oh, okay, sweet. And they actually, so on our Discord that we've got, there's a meme depot where we store every meme that we see that gets made. So I think we're over 7,000 right now, but you can also search keywords. So it will assign tags and things like that to the various memes. So like Stocktwits, CryptoTwits, even your name, when they type it in, memes will pop up that have been made that tie to those as sort of like a catalog. So if people are, hey, we're gonna go, Stocktwits, CryptoTwits today, and John's gonna be there. Somebody will just /call. They type in a tag, and then it'll pop out all the memes into the Discord, so everybody can just.
I get Cacawed every day. Yeah. Every day, I wake up with a Cacaw on our platform. Yes, that is what's happening. What happens? So now, I had to look this up because I couldn't remember, but it wasn't originally built on Solana, was it? It wasn't built on Cronos?
No, so yeah, that's unfortunate because of, I think it's like CoinGecko or whatever. It likes to say like, oh, this was migrated to the Solana, and it actually wasn't. So
I was right.
Yeah, so the meme itself, because they're like, oh, it's only one contract. No, it's not. So the meme itself was launched as the very first meme coin on Cronos that actually revived the ecosystem, because it was essentially a ghost town, and it spurred from the Crow, the bird, NFT community that had been around. That was the first NFT collection. It was minted on the 946 blockchain when Cronos launched in 2021. And so they sort of had some background there. And at the point that it had gotten to in 2024, where that had sort of sunset, and there's some things we can talk about with that if we want to. But basically it was like, hey guys, Pepe is going crazy, Mog is going crazy. Every ecosystem suddenly has like their meme coin. Why don't we do one? What do we think about it? And so in our main chat, if you scroll back years now, the entire genesis of the tokenomics, what it would be called, what it would look like, what the meme should be, was just everybody that was part of that community coming together and saying like, yeah, it'd be kind of funny if we launched a meme coin. Let's do it. And then it turned out to be, because they went to every project and thing that was left over, because at the time, like, Cronos was super, super, super small. It is still, but at that time, it was post, market crashing, all that stuff. And it was honestly one of the best launches probably ever of a meme coin, because there was no mass whaling. There was no bots to it. There was no dev or team bag. There was no marketing bag. It was 25% essentially was airdropped to the entire community that held however many NFTs. 50% went for a public sale, no private sale, no pre-sale, none of that. And then the other 25% went into LP. But because of the nature of how everything was in that ecosystem, it ended up being one of the most successful launches. And then we ended up, I think, over 50% of the entire volume for a month or two of all of Cronos' ecosystem was just on that. And so that's what ended up with them saying, like, hey, we're going to put you on crypto.com. Like, this is insane. And
I mean, you kind of answered this, but so I don't remember, the total supply is like 700 trillion something, right?
777 trillion repeating all the way down. Yeah. So
777 trillion, 777 billion, 777
that's right.
700.
And the reason behind that, from what I recall, was more of a, you could have a smaller supply, but it was meant to be more of the wow and shock factor of like, I'm a trillionaire, like I've got hundreds of billion, that whole thing. But then, as market cap moves up, it's like, oh wait, they're actually, like, it's not possible to, like, it's really hard to actually achieve this. So that was sort of the wow factor that was part of why the supply was as large as it was. But you've also got other meme coins that are essentially like that. And
yeah, but yours like, I think you just kind of mentioned it, but yours just like dropped. Like there wasn't like,
it was 100% circulating day one.
Yeah.
So there was nothing held back. It was just airdropped, public sale, and LP, and everybody just it went to town right away. And so I'm trying to think. So looking at our supply right now, we don't have 777 repeating anymore, because there's 11.333 trillion that are currently burned, since we have implemented burn mechanisms with our strategy of going omni-chain and being everywhere, since that's sort of the mantra is we want to be everywhere, whether it's social media or ecosystems, and go where the people are, quote unquote, build nests there. The bridging technology that we use burns every time people transfer between ecosystems.
Cool.
So we are perpetually burning supply. And then also there's people who voluntarily have burned things, stuff like that. And
so what chains are you on right now?
so right now we're on Cronos, which is the sort of the main one, and then Base, Solana, Binance, and we have like 2 other small ones, but that was for older bridges. So technically we're on Polygon and Arbitrum, but like we're not actually. That was for the early version of the bridge to get to Solana, but we've since rebuilt and redone the entire bridge. So from that, those are our we quote unquote our 4 horsemen is Cronos, Base, Solana, Binance. But we're always looking for if there's a community of people, because since it's all circulating and sort of in the hands of the community and people out there, like, I want to go to Sui, or let's do Hyperliquid for perpetuals. Sure, if there's people that want to get together, build a supply, we'll put the bridge together, we'll go there, we'll do the push, we'll figure out who we have to talk to and build relationships. And that's kind of been our secret sauce is when we go somewhere, like you said, we're kind of all over everybody sometimes a little. But we then build relationships. And so the whole joke is like, we're just a crow with a knife. But then in the background, you've got this new tech for bridging and burning. We've got some new products that are going to be coming out that are going to be sort of some of the more latest and greatest technology that we're we're alpha testing that at the moment. But that's sort of where we are right now is those 4. And all LP, all supply, anything on any chain is owned by either people or it's held up in a contract because it's on an exchange or,
Sure.
It's in a contract for LP or something like that.
Craziness. That's, by the way, for those of you who are listening, that's not a lot of meme coins branch out from a single network. It's usually they're like when people create something on Solana, it's just on Solana.
Yeah.
It doesn't really like go anywhere else.
Well, and that was one of the visions early on was, and that's kind of what we always try to do as our mantra is we're always trying to look, what's the next big thing? How do we adapt in the market? What's the new meta? But in this case, it was more of everybody's sitting in their ecosystem with their one thing. Wouldn't the future of crypto eventually just be more omni-chain where everybody just moves between them seamlessly? And that's when we started looking at what tech or how can we do that? So from launch, 30 days was, I believe, to get around to the crypto.com listing. And then within 45 days, we had bridges established to start moving supply and building LPs on the other chains. And so we're slowly working on that. So we've integrated with a lot of communities. So we go and reach out to whether it's kind of like the influencers, or groups. So with Base, like we're part of the Base Collective and Quigley and their sort of group, which gets invited and does a lot of the discussion with Coinbase. We were actually, because we're part of that group and just who we are with How Loud, we got to be some of the early testers of the new Coinbase Wallet app when they integrated the DEX side of things first, just because we were going to be included on there. We go to like other influencers like Atamba Biliani, more for the Solana side. You've got on the Cronos or XRP side, you've got more of a Oscar Ramos, your Coin Barons, stuff like that. Or even when we go to the CryptoTwits and kind of talking to everybody there and building all these relationships, that's just sort of what we do because we know we have to push really hard to expand because everyone's so huddled in their own ecosystem. And all of a sudden you show up and they're like, well, who are you? Oh, we came from over here, but we're here now as well. And like explaining how all that kind of works. And we've seen it with exchanges now where they're, all kind of adding each other and letting you, oh, you want to withdraw? Which ecosystem do you want to withdraw to versus how it used to be like you're withdrawing to Cronos or you're withdrawing to Base or Ethereum. Now it's more of a, what option do you want?
That's nice that's getting to be more of a thing. Hopefully at some point we won't have to even worry about that.
Right. if there's some way that they can figure that out. And that's kind of that's what we've been trying to do. Again, it's like, hey, we're just a crow with a knife, but we're also trying to figure out these problems. So we actually we brought some of that tech to Cronos and crypto.com when we found and developed it. And we were like, hey, here you go. Use this, figure it, like this should be good for you. And that's been one of the funny things is we actually do have on the team side a lot of people that are very, very knowledgeable on security and coding, whether it's some of them are more vibe coding, some of them are your traditional, but that is the running joke is a lot of ecosystem teams that we've talked to or even exchanges, we work with them on how to branch out and onboard people to their platforms or their exchanges. We've taken the mantle where we've brought people on. They could be elderly. We've had some grandmas and grandpas. We've had some people that have never touched crypto before. And then we've had people who are very adept. And that's something that's been so interesting is it's turned more into like an educational social club on the Discord where everybody is working towards like, I'm going to go do this thing to help push the project. But a lot of educations happen. So people that wouldn't touch anything but a normal exchange now understand moving between contracts, staking, using dApps, how to be safe in crypto, which of course is ever evolving and changing. So that has been sort of the really interesting thing is the grassroots marketing, but more so spending the time one-on-one educating these people where they go from, I don't know anything about crypto to they're fully immersed in multiple ecosystems and things that are going on. And even if they had a small bag and they sold it later, we've got people that sold out years ago or are still accumulating, and equally they're all still pushing the project. And funnily enough, a lot of the doors that have been open to us with partnerships, like when we had our Unstoppable Domains partnership when they launched, and we have our own domain with them, the .co domain. One of the main marketing people there was like, I was with you guys early days. Like, that's why we're having this meeting. I wanted to bring you on board because I loved everything that I learned. And it was so much more than just the meme coin. But that's why we keep that branding. Like, we're just a crow with a knife. Like, we don't do anything else. We're just a meme. But all of these things happen.
Just a bird with a knife in its mouth.
That's all we do.
Just a bird with a knife.
Yeah.
So I want to go, no name or anything, just like, what is your journey with crypto? Like, how did you get started?
So I first heard about it back when Bitcoin was sub $100 and everybody was like, oh, this is never going to be anything kind of thing. And it did a little bit of mining early days on a not so great computer. But like everybody else, like, oh, you sold it way too soon. And then here we fast forward. Really,
preach it, brother. I feel the pain. Every time I think of how much I used to have, I try not to think about it.
Yeah. Or like, I wonder where that hard drive is that I lost, and maybe it had something on it, some dust that worth something now. But,
okay. That's a good question. So, cause there's a lot of people who did that. Like, we only know of some of the big, like, name people, like the guy who tries to go through the dumpster in Wales and the other guy in New Jersey. Yeah, like of like the thousands of Bitcoin that are just there, and what percentage of Bitcoin is just gone
in the dumpster?
yeah, somewhere where it's like forgotten, it's just not there.
Barring quantum decryption and all that they're worrying about, eventually for wallets and stuff. But like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, and it was funny because that happened the other day. We were all joking. We were having a quick little get together because our team. Like, we always say the community is the team. We're just more managing like relationships or like if there is anything formal. But we were kind of joking like, yeah, like I remember back like this dust and that dust. Do you ever just go through old wallets to see what you have? And one of our guys is like, yeah, like I've got like 30 wallets here. So he just started going through them. And his very last one, he's like, oh my God, I've got $15,000 in Bitcoin sitting in this wallet. And this is like from 20 whatever. And we're like, holy crap. He's like, I was just going to throw this list away. He had a happy day. We're like, oh man, I wish I could do that.
I had a similar experience probably 2 or 3 years ago. I was kind of like cleaning up my wallets. I was going through like my like handwritten sheet of stuff, and I'm like, FX Choice doesn't exist anymore, but right. it was about to close when I found out, and I didn't remember that that was an off U.S. foreign currency exchange forex broker, and based in, I think, the Seychelles, a place known for legitimate business. But I mean, like, if you want to like go like crazy with leverage, they had like 1,000x on foreign currency pairs. Oh, actually, this is before I even started at Stocktoberfest. So, but yeah, I had totally kind of like flaked it off over there. And I had some Bitcoin that was like still sitting in the account, and thank God I moved it.
Well, and that's the same thing. Even just people that threw away hard drives, how many exchanges or services have shut down that had people money on there and they didn't move it, and now it's going to sit there forever. Same thing.
Yeah.
And that goes with any coin or any project that was sitting on it. How much is now lost? Like, if a major exchange was to just shut off today, what would that do to things?
So when you started doing the Bitcoin mining thing,
a little bit way back, that would be like 2016, and then I really dove in 2018, 2019, and I was around the Cronos launch, and like getting into learning more of I was very exchange based. Like, I don't want to touch DeFi. I don't know about it. Any of that kind of stuff. And so I started digging in a little bit, but ironically, like, my first meme coin and the first real deep dive into learning DeFi and DApps and everything that came with it all started because of this project launching and needing to I want to get into it, but there's no way to buy it. Like, how does this work? And hopping into the Discord, which still, again, everybody talks about, apart from what you'd expect of a meme coin Discord and like all the posting back and forth and the craziness that goes on. Like, there's a voice chat that's constant because every timeline has people in there. And so I went and joined, and I was just a regular old person, and they taught me everything I needed to know of how to do it. And now here I am, helping as a quote unquote team member and teaching people how to do it and getting friends involved and working on all this stuff. So that's more my background, was like, all the Crow with Knife really brought me deep into it, because before that it was sort of just buy, hold, sit on an exchange and hope the exchange didn't go under, because you had FTX and all those other things. Like, well, I just want to be on an exchange that's not going to go under. So yeah, that was more like, this is a DeFi bad. Now I'm sitting here like, no. Like, I don't want to be on anything but DeFi if possible.
So you've been in for a while, and I'm always interested to like know the people who've been in it since, anytime maybe before 2020, or especially like the first like major bull that I think a lot of people got hit with was the top in 2017. Is that 2017? Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, because that was when everybody started for the first time.
That was the ICO boom and everything.
Yeah, they were taking out second mortgages and buying the top at 60,000, and then it came crashing back down, and which was extraordinarily painful. And so those were not great times. I still remember too, like, sometimes you had to print out your not your QR code or your wallet address, and like have that on a piece of paper to go meet somebody to do a transaction. It was like, I'm doing a drug deal. This is even back like what was the Silk Road days, when people were like, that's all it's for, to trade on Silk Road and buy illicit drugs. Like, no, it's not.
That was the most bullshit. I mean, well, maybe not the most bullshit, but it was one of the top bullshit things that the government has ever done.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not you agree with the going after him was like Wells Fargo, you are involved in illicit drug practices. No, we're not. Mr. So-and-so off the street just withdrew $200 to go buy Coke.
Right.
Oh, well, that's not my fault. Well, it is, because
but when you supplied him the money. No, I did. Like, that's not me. People trade things back and forth. It's like eBay. If I bought something on eBay and it had drugs in it, are they going to go after eBay?
Yep, it's a messy thing. So I've been in it since probably around the same like
Maybe 2016, 2017 probably was.
Yeah, I got into it early, like 2014, 15, like right after Mount Gox. My brother got stung by Mount Gox. I didn't, because I was like, the Bitcoin's a bullshit.
Has he changed his opinion yet?
Yeah. I mean, I was heavily, all I traded was futures and foreign currencies at the time. There wasn't really much of a market for trading crypto yet. But so what do you do? Because like, especially in the meme coin space, like people in meme coins are very fickle, but also the people that are still in them, they're like balls of steel when it comes to like being able to stick around and stick with it and having,
and I think
it's not like, how do you, like, if you were telling somebody getting in who knew who got into Caw or anything else, like, how do you do it? Like, how do you stick with it?
Well, I mean, right now, like pretty much everything given the market, like, is the low for everybody. So at this point, it's kind of like, can it get any worse? Hopefully the answer is no across the board. But the interesting thing with it is you're right that some people are fickle, they come and go. But what we've noticed, at least within our community, and a few of the other ones that we've tied to, is a lot of people, it's more than just sitting there waiting to be the exit liquidity or extraction, I guess. So you kind of look for people that are trying to actually build or do something, and not just necessarily like living and dying by, well, what's the team doing? Is there a sole dev that's in control of everything? In this case, there's not. And because everything launched, at least on our perspective, 100% out there first, like, it is entirely up to the community to do things. And I think what they would see if they were getting in now, at least from our perspective, is there's a lot of people that are extraordinarily bullish still, even after everything that's gone on. And some of the metrics we track is we have the Gentleman's Club, which is when people have reached 100 billion as like a small milestone. And then we've got people who have become trillionaires. And we've noticed that, like, more and more people, as they learn and get education on how crypto works and what to do, that has inspired them, because they've expanded so much, that they keep putting money in, they keep supporting the project, even if they're like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a while. Like, that's the craziest thing too, is you'll have like a trillionaire like, hey guys, I'm going to be gone for a couple of months, ping me if anything like comes up, but I'll be back. And the most important thing is sort of fostering that cult like mentality of like, everybody really just loves the memes and has a good time, but the community itself, kind of like I talked about before, the voice chat is constant. There's people coming in every time zone that's always there. The memes are constantly getting popped out. Everybody's always hyped up on different platforms, and like trying to find different things that keep people engaged. Like, we redid the entire website, put a little mini game on there. We've got a couple other things that are coming out similar. But the ups and downs have been weathered because a lot of these people, because they've taught each other or just hung out through it. Like, we've got people that have flown across the world to go to each other's weddings. We've had people that have like become best friends, some people that have moved in together, people that have started businesses together, all just kind of because of this project, and it builds that sort of loyalty that then expands.
I wonder how those conversations go. Oh, how did you two meet? Well, it had to do with the bird with the steak knife. It was a murder weapon, and it flew away with it.
We're just a crow with a knife. What do you mean? And then they just start calling at them, and they're like, okay, these people are a little weird.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure it'll last. Okay.
That's right. So that's been, if there was anything like telling people, like, you look for the community, because the community is going to be what either kills or breaks any project, really. And then a degree of trust that has to come from if there is anybody like doing things. Like, we have our team, for example, when they're going and talking to exchanges or we're talking with like whatever new partnership we're working on, generally like we go through and do all of that, and then we'll be super transparent to everybody. It's like, this is what we're working on. You know, if you guys want to support it, or people will bring up ideas and it's like, hey, can you go and talk to this person, or can we go and check this out? So we're really trying. We're technically 1 degree of separation away from the president. So we're really trying to get someone to call at him or tell him about the project. We have, with our marketing and our network, like you know this already. We're everywhere. We get all over people. People love it. They have a great time, and so we know someone that is part of sort of that core group that's always at the White House whenever they do White House summits. So we are like, hey, we're gonna send you some plushy crow with knife things. I would really like you just to give one to like the president or the head of USDT, like when they go and have these meetings. And she's a huge supporter. We love her so much. She's our favorite. People make all kinds of memes with her. You know, they're always on her socials. She's a very nice lady. And that's just kind of what we do. And I think that's been, apart from the community being everywhere, like we've gone and quote unquote raided, like at one point before they, you know, people really locked down their socials on Twitch or Rumble, where you could just burst into someone.
Explain what that means to everybody who doesn't know. Raiding.
Oh, so basically, well, granted, now X has locked down a little bit on it, on people posting and things, and they're kind of doing all that. But yeah, for a perspective, raiding would be like getting a group of people together, and you're going to go like, hey, we see John's got a post out that's fresh. Everybody get in there and post your memes, post about the project, or someone just went live on Twitch. You know, what we've done is at one point we had 100 people that were all sitting in the voice chat, and it was like, okay, this has a 2-minute cooldown, so everybody go ahead and give them a follow really quick. We're going to cycle back in 2 minutes. And then as soon as that 2-minute mark hit, everybody just went wild in their chat. And, you know, now these days there's automatic bot blockers and they've all got moderators. But basically you go and you just break into a chat. You're, in our case, crow with knife, like all this kind of stuff, just going crazy, adapting to what they're doing, responding to what they're doing. So when we did that early days, like we even like, if you get him, like Andrew Tate was doing a Rumble post as an example, and he's got however many tens of thousands or whatever. So we got 100+ people together and just went into the Rumble chat and just started blowing up his thing, got him to do a full reaction. And then he's like, wait a minute, I shouldn't be saying this, should I? I'm probably pumping a shit coin. Like what? So we got a reaction from him. We've gone to Twitch gamer, people like your Amirus, or who else was it? I have to go and check. We actually on our Discord have a reaction section where we've gone to different YouTubers and Twitch streamers or just on big posts and just got people's reactions. And ironically, usually the ones when like they're freaking out and they're angry are funnier than the people who like really get into it. So that's more.
Man, when you guys first came over to Stocktoberfest, like we have our own like anti-bot shit because I mean, like, yeah, it's just we get bot all the time. Yeah, you guys know. So what we were trying to explain to the fine gentlemen who will watch this and listen to this is that they're like, dudes, they are too. It's too much. It's like, no. Like
they're real people.
They're real people, guys. Like yeah. they're like very excited and posting a lot, yes. But that's like what excited people do. Like yeah, but blah blah blah. It's like
this is the crypto space. This is what happened, and we got that too and that's why when we would do those coordinated raids, it'd be funny because they'd be sitting there, am I being botted right now? You're not being botted. Crow with that. Wait, are you guys bots? We're not bots. And then all of a sudden start sending crow with knife, but having it upside down. Like, are they typing upside down? Yes, we are. And so kind of just, because that's always the thing is like they assume it's a bunch of bots. But our whole thing is like, no. This all has to be, which is what you see a lot of today. People will just go and pay some firm and they'll have 1 billion accounts with like 2 followers, pump their post up or do something. And so, our strategy and sort of what we've always said, like, hey, you can do like what you guys want. If you want to post an AI meme or something, here's the meme depot. We want everything to be organic. And even though like the meta, or not even the meta, just kind of the norm now is pay a bunch of bots to do something. We generally do have like when the Australians wake up, that's when you're seeing like we pump immediately to number one on CryptoTwits because
I was going to ask about. By the way, thank you guys for also during Stocktoberfest.
Yes.
When so it's Stocktoberfest last year when that was going on. So all the like stock market folks from StockTwits were down at Stocktoberfest, and it's like all the finest of the equity, real market people,
private equity echelons and venture capital,
and we were like, we want to get the like biggest shit coins trending so that everybody down at Stocktoberfest.
That's what we were talking about when you guys did that. We were like, it'd be funny. What if we just beat every stock ticker? And so we set up where we're like, hey guys, this is the idea to just be really out there and outrageous. And everybody's like, we love it. So all the Australians like, all right guys, this time to this time, we're going to be up posting memes. And as soon as they would transition up, like, hey guys, like Australia time, we're signing off. All the Europeans would start picking up. And then when it would transition from them to the American, and because we have everybody in different time zones, we can just consistently 24/7 hit something over and over and over. Even
our engineers quickly found out that it's easier to like close a stream down. It's very difficult to stop individual accounts from traveling from crow with knife to fart coin to cock coin to whatever to stop that from happening. If anything, it shows how like what a well organized group of people can end up doing. It was pretty impressive actually.
Yeah, and sort of having that, and that's the goal is like we always say, 1 billion market cap is a checkpoint, not our destination, and so we keep working towards that. And everything, and the funny thing is everything we've done, we're on. We've got Gate.io, we've got Crypto.com. Then we're on Ascendex, Biconomy, BTCC. I'm trying to think. Buy True Alpha. By the time you get through it, I believe we're now at 48 different locations of whether it's DEX or SEX, and all of that we've pushed and done just as a project that has no treasury launch, no marketing launch. Everything was donated and compiled and put together by the community. Even like our Cronos LP, which is sitting at like 1.4 million, that was all from donations when people first started. Like, we're gonna put in and just build this. So now that sits there, and that's been the greatest thing, is to achieve all that. And we always joke, we're like, we've done all of that with no money, and like a lot of times especially, and I guess that kind of ties back to what you're saying, like looking for meme coins in communities. So many times you see like, hey, we set aside 60% of the supply and we're going to use that to market and da-da-da. So, okay, so you're just going to sell this. And so I'm buying now, and you're going to have to sell it or give it away to someone who's probably going to sell it in order to make things happen. Whereas this was like, there's not really a way, I think, to replicate what we've done and are doing today, because anytime you try to launch something, there's always going to be bots now. There's going to be all this different stuff. There's no way to really hide anything. And this was kind of a lightning in a bottle. And so we've got this great little setup. And now that we're encouraging different ecosystems and the bridging back and forth and slowly burning supply. And as we're coming out with different products, and we've got some people who want to do, like, they're like, hey, I want to learn to like vibe code a game. We're like, okay, that's great. If you want to do that and you want to make it adjacent, like figure out a way that uses or burns it. And let's
there is a way for people to do what you guys have done. Yeah. It's just just very, very difficult. Like there are just get rid of like all the pump.fun stuff that has been made. But when you think about all the meme coins that have ever been made, that have been, driven by like a community and by just normal people, there's like a handful that have what you guys have. Yeah, like you're still here. You're still like building on it. You're still getting it out there. Whereas, I mean, I can tell like when we were doing the normal spaces and stuff, like a lot of people there are fair weather. And not everybody can last as long in the space and put money at risk or their time into it, but and that's fine. But these kind of environments really sift out the things that are not going to
and I think
last.
that's been the biggest thing, is looking at what projects and products, and even ones like, you could have a meme coin or some like a product that is actually launched where they've got an idea. Maybe they're a lending platform or they're doing some sort of D app. How many have come and gone? But, for us at least, like, who's actually still here for the long haul? And I think because there was so much money floating around when, Bitcoin made its huge spike and everybody had this money, everybody's pumped out fund whatevers and trying to just make a quick buck. Now, when you get into the market like this, the key to survival is, one, you have to actually have the community that cared, and it's not all people just like, hey, this is the next quick flip and I'm on to the next one. But it kind of reminds me of like Pepe and Shib and Doge, even though technically Doge started as a joke coin to make fun of crypto. You have people and teams that are builders, as opposed to just, I launched this, I don't know what I'm doing at all, and we'll just see where it goes. In this case, and in the projects that we've seen, whether they're meme coins or not, there's always some element of behind it where the people understand the technology, they're constantly developing, they're constantly pushing forward, or like they're looking to like, hey, let's make this omni-chain or bridge. How many projects, if you said today, like somehow you could wave a wand and say you're only allowed to exist if you can go to multiple chains, how many projects or coins would exist then? Because
not many
have the capability to do it, or people willing to learn. And that's been what I think sorts out everybody during this time. And then why, when things explode, why did this meme coin, why did this D app, why did this DeFi thing suddenly explode when everything went well? Because they were building the entire time instead of just sitting and waiting. And I think that's what our philosophy has been, is we always adapt, we're always pivoting, we're always looking for things, but we've also got a core group that, especially now with being able to code with AI tools and things like that, we've kind of found a group together where people are learning and teaching, where, hey, I've been in IT forever, I know how to actually do this, you guys are doing this, let's work together and start building things. So I'm very excited to see what's going to be coming out of there soon. Hopefully they've got a couple things that they're doing alpha testing on, but again, anything that's coming out is going to either be revenue generating or burning or doing something that pushes, or even it could be a buyback system, like something like that, where
sure,
let's see what's making other things successful and how do we do that, replicate it, but also in our own way. And same thing, like we run into like if exchange is like, hey, you need to maintain the depth of like the liquidity for people buying and trading, and that's fairly common. And you have all these people that come predatorily to these projects. They're, oh, like it's only going to be $1,000 a month, and we'll do it for you. And we're sitting there like, why are we going to try to pay these people to do that? And so we were talking to one of the guys. His name's Lee. He's out of the UK.
Oh wait, like they're asking you. They're asking. They want
like,
you to pay to have. They want pay to have them wash trade.
Pay, yes. They're like, hey, we'll do your depth for you. Or like you ask the exchange, like, hey, we'll give you, a quote unquote market maker slot. Here's who we recommend, or go find one. And it's like, just some of them are like, oh yeah, we want like $800 a month just to have the account opened, and then you have to pay and fund it. And we're like, that makes no sense. So we're all sitting around and we're like, hey, why don't we just build Cawbot and just make our own? And one of the guys came back 2 days later. He's like, hey guys, look what I made. And we now have our entire own built. And he's like, I do it. And he's like, I think I could get it down to $50 a month. And we just got to fund it. Like, so all these other services are going out there. Same thing, like with not having builders, you've got projects that are launching that very well could have great ideas in crypto, but they're just being destroyed because it's like, well, I can build this product, but I have to pay X amount to get on an exchange because we don't have the volume. Thankfully for us, like we broke into a lot of places for free, or they're like, look, we're going to do it if you bring the volume and the noise, and we always do. But your regular project trying to actually build something, and sure, even maybe a meme coin, even if they get past that barrier, now all of a sudden they've got market maker people predating on them. They've got just general marketing, like, oh, I can boost your numbers. Like, I've got 1 million followers. Well, how many of those are bots? And so it's trying to sift through the predatory.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit in this space. There's a lot of bullshit in this space.
And I think that's what kills a lot too, is if they're not building, they're getting hit by all of those barriers, and then they run out of money and they die.
Yep. We are coming up on time here. Okay. So if it were up to me,
so much prepared.
I like when I go on other people's shows, or even when I'm like doing these, I could like talk forever, but our editors, well, they have lives, I guess. Other things to do. They don't want to hear more of us talking shop all day long, talking to you, the man behind the producer side of this. So if to close it out, what is one thing you would like to let everyone know about Crow with knife?
I would say that, the first and foremost is we're just a crow with a knife. That's the most important thing to remember. That's all we are, nothing more.
Which is saying a lot at the same time. Yeah.
All we've talked about today.
It's a thing that happened.
Yeah, all the things we've talked about, all the tech and like the education and building and the community and the craziness and how we're all over everybody, and everyone's like, community is the most important thing, and why should I look? I don't need to sell it to you. We're just a crow with a knife. You can come in and figure it out for yourself, but the people that do come have stayed and they haven't left. So that's really all that is the secret sauce behind it. Is we're going to keep growing, we're going to keep building. 1 billion's the checkpoint, not a destination, and we're just a crow with a knife.